Assalamu alaikum, class 7. Hope all of you are fine. Today's second lecture of Oxford Progressive English. It's Unit 1, Elephants. And today we will complete the rest of the chapter because the day before yesterday we read half chapter. Almost 4 paragraphs. Yes, half chapter was read. So rest 4 paragraphs will be read today. Okay. So the place that is used in this story, that is Myanmar, Burma. I told you about it and the characters. It is about English overseer, Mekethakan. Overseer means supervisor. I'm recalling all of this stuff. Then there was Burmese overseer. And then there was a nephew of Burmese overseer, she dog, she elephant, female elephant, or cow. Female elephant is also called cow, and Hassanik. Okay, so the story begins. Old Burmese man is telling this story and he is using I for himself. And this story takes place in the thick forest of Burma. At that time, Burma was a British colony. And in those times, elephants were used to drag the huge tree trunks. They were also used for transportation. Sometimes logs jammed, and then elephant used its skill to unblock the log or to unblock the jam. Okay, they were Burmese workers, and those Burmese workers were under the control of an English overseer. An English overseer was Meke Thekan. He was an unpleasant young man whom the men called Meke Thekan. Thekan is a word that was used for respect or for addressing a man. So he was authoritative. That's why they had to give him respect. Okay, once it happened that Meke had ordered Burmese overseer to send one of his elephants to unblock a mass of jammed logs. So Burmese overseer did not want to disobey Meke, so he sent his nephew. He did not go there himself, but he sent his nephew on his gentle elephant. And what was the name of that gentle elephant? That was Shui Dog. He asked his nephew that I will not go and you must go there to obey this order. And during carrying out the order, during the completion of that order, nephew was killed by a log. And then you have read paragraph 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll start today from paragraph 5. Okay, Abdul Rahman, unmute your mic.
Paragraph number 5, teacher.
Yes.
I was almost
Asleep.
asleep again when through the chatter of rain I heard a tiny fragile sound a distance tingling.
Twinkling.
It was far away but approaching
Steadily.
steadily and As it drew nearer, I recognized the unmistakable ringing of elephant's bell. Do you hear that?
Do
I
you hear
whispered.
that? Do you hear that?
Do you hear that? I whispered to the hinge. Oh, what
Hassan,
is it? Jack, what is it? It is the cow she dog.
your dog.
She dog. And is no an
And
elephant
Uzi,
and Uzi knows an elephant by its spell. It is by following that following that
sound
sound that the locates
that he
his
locates
that he locates his mount every morning after its night long for foraging in the forest.
foraging in the forest.
Perhaps I
Ventured,
wanted Shuidog was pinned by the
panicked,
storm,
panicked.
panicked by the storm. Perhaps she managed to break loose of her fetters. If she had broken loose, the snake
Hassan,
said, her snake said the chain would still be dragging on her foot. He paused to listen, but I hear no chair, no, no she. She has been freed by a human hand. But whose could that hand be? I asked. He silenced me abrupt, abrupt,
abruptly.
abruptly with a raised hand. The bell was very close now, and the hut was shivering to the elephantry.
Elephant
I
strayed.
elephant said, I started to move toward the ladder, but the insect pulled me back, pulled me back. No,
Yes.
he said, stay here.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Burmese overseer, who is the writer of this story, he says that he had slept again and he woke up when he heard a light sound from a distance. Okay. He could continuously hear that sound. And as the sound drew nearer, he recognized that sound and he recognized that it was actually the sound of elephant's bell. At that time, Burmese overseer asked Hasnik if he was also hearing that sound. What sound is it? He says that it is female elephant. And usually it happens that a rider can know elephant by its bell. Okay? A rider can know elephant by its bell. And elephants in the forest usually forage all the night and locate his mount. Mount means rider. Sometimes elephants locate his rider himself every morning. Actually, female elephant was panicked. She was afraid by the storm, so she probably broke her fetters. Fetters mean chains. She dog was afraid by the storm, so that's why because she was afraid, so she broke her fetters, her chains. She wanted to free herself. Hasanik said if she had a she dog had broken chains, it would be dragging on her feet. Okay. He further says that he is not hearing chain sounds, but he was thinking who freed her. Okay, I'm repeating it again. Hasanik said that if Shuidok had broken chains, then chains would be dragging on her feet because he cannot hear the sounds of chains. So it means that a human had freed her. He was thinking that who had freed her. Hasanik asked the Burmese overseer to keep quiet, and now uh, he could hear the sound clearly. And the hut was shivering with elephant's tread. Tread mean walk. When elephants was coming towards the hut, so with elephant's tread, hut was shivering. Burmese overseer went towards the ladder, but Hasnik did not allow him to go there because he could be in danger. If Shui dog reached there, so Burmese overseer could be in danger. Okay, these are the words meanings. Look at this paragraph 5 and paragraph 5 and 6. Okay, the word fragile is used. Fragile mean very light. Ventured. Ventured means said something. Panicked mean felt pain. Abruptly mean suddenly. Tread. Walk. Okay. Till here, these are words meanings of paragraph 5. And next three are from paragraph 6. Now, I would ask one of you to read paragraph 6. Momin, would you like to read paragraph 6? Unmute your mic.
The next moment, the sky was split by lightning. In the momentary glare of that flash sheet of light, I saw Shudok directly ahead, moving towards the tie with her head lowered and her trunk curled under her lip. I jumped to my feet and began to shout in warning, thanking Mickey Thakin. Mickey Thakin had already heard the bells, felt the tremor of the elephant approaching. Wait, a flame flickered in one of the terrace windows, and the young man appeared on the veranda with a lantern in one hand and his hunting rifle in the other.
Okay, thank you. Okay, paragraph 6 begins from these lines that there was lightning in the sky, and in that light, he saw that Shui Dog was coming towards the tie. Her head was lowered and her trunk was curled up. The writer is telling further that when Burmese overseer saw this, he shouted and warned Meketheken. Meketheken was actually an English overseer, so he had also felt the trembling of elephant's weight. The hut was shivering or trembling because of elephant's weight. In lightning, a young man appeared in the veranda of the tie. He was holding a lantern in one hand and a rifle in other hand. Probably the young man had also felt the danger, and that's why he came out with a rifle in his hand. As you can see in the picture, that is on page number 3. Now Shui Dog will hit the tie. This is a tie. There is a man. He is holding a rifle in his hand. Okay, so this is a tie, and on right side there is Shui Dog. And after a few seconds or after a few minutes, she will attack the tie. Okay, this picture is on page number 3. Okay, the words which are used here in paragraph 6 is glare. Glare is bright light. Tremor. Tremor is trembling. Flickered. Flickered means sparkled or flashed. Okay, paragraph 7. Hussein, please read paragraph 7 and unmute your mic first. Amna, unmute your mic. Amna Kapoor, unmute your mic and read paragraph 7.
10 feet from the Tajwi dog came to a standstill. She lowered her head as though she were examining the structure. She was an old elephant trained in the ways of the working herd. Such animals are skilled in the arts of demolition. It takes them no more than a glance to size up a dam of snagged wood and pick the point of attack. McKay Thakin fired just as She Dog began her charge. She was so close now that he could not miss. He hit her exactly where he had aimed, in her most vulnerable spot between ear and eye. But the momentum of She Dog's charge carried her forward even as she was dying on her feet. She too hit the thigh exactly where she had aimed, at the junction of the two crossbeams that held it together. The structure appeared to explode, with logs and beams and thatch flying into the air. McKay was catapulted to the ground over Shui Dog's head. Shui Dog turned now until she was facing the assistant's prone body. Then, very slow, she allowed her dying weight to go crashing down on him. At first, her weight rolling over in a circular motion.
Okay, continue.
I threw
I
myself down the hut's ladder with the hidden orc close
last minute.
behind me. Running towards the tie, I stumbled in the darkness and fell face first on the mud. The his knock was helping me up when a bolt of lightning split the sky. Suddenly he let go of my hand and unloosed a hoarse, stammering shout. "What is it?" I said. "What did you
Okay,
see?"
okay, fine. Still stammering shout. Fine. Okay, in paragraph 7, it is told that Shui Dog had reached near the tie, but she was 10 feet away. Probably she was examining where to hit. She was such an animal which was trained how to work in groups. So such animals are trained to destruct or destroy a thing or a structure. So these animals are trained like this, that where to hit and which structure had to be destroyed. They carefully looked. She carefully looked at the structure of jammed log and then hit the exact point. It is about elephants, all elephants. Those elephants who are trained, what do? They carefully look at the structure of jammed log or whichever structure it is. They carefully look at the structure and then hit the exact point. So this is about all the elephants which are trained. This is about trained elephants. What do? They carefully hit at the structure and then they hit the exact point. Shuidok was about to attack, when McKay fired her at sensitive spot. And what was that sensitive spot? That was between her ear and eye. So he fired in between her ear and eye. But in the same condition, she moved forward. Shui dog moved forward, kept forward in the same condition as she was injured badly. But she hit the tie in between two bars of wood. Okay, snagged wood. Snagged would mean there were two bars of wood. In between two bars of wood, she hit the tie. The structure had badly destroyed. Structure mean the tie had badly destroyed. Large pieces of wood, supportive logs, and roof had destructed. Mekethakan was thrown forcefully to the ground by Shudok. And then Shudok turned and saw the person lying in a position that his face was down. Why did she do so? She actually could not bear the death of her rider. Rider was English overseer's nephew. English overseer's nephew was Shui Dog's rider. And Shui Dog could not bear the death of her rider. So that's why she took a revenge. And that's why she attacked Mekethakan. Then very slowly she couldn't make her stand because she was injured. And she was fired exactly in between ear and eye, so she fell down to the ground. Mekethakan, English overseer, he also fell to the ground, and after a few seconds, Shudok was also fell to the ground. Now Burmese overseer and Hassanik quickly reached there. Burmese overseer could not balance himself in the darkness, and he also fell to the ground because there was darkness. So Burmese overseer could not balance himself, and he also fell to the ground. His face was on mud. Hasnik was trying to help him, but suddenly he shouted out, and what did he say? What did he say that you will be reading that in paragraph 8. Okay, at the end of paragraph 7, yes, at the end of paragraph 7, when Hassanik was trying to help Burmese overseer, but suddenly Burmese overseer shouted out he wanted to say something. What did he want to say? It is written in paragraph 8. Fatima Kudu, unmute your mic. Okay, Amna Murtaza, unmute your mic.
What is it? I said, what did you see? Look down at the ground. Lightning flashed again, and I saw directly ahead of me the huge scallop mark of Shoe Dog's feet,
Hello.
beside beside it was a smaller impression, curiously shapeless, almost oblong. What is it?
Oblong.
I said, what made that mark? Oblong. What is it? I said, what made that mark? It is a footprint. He said, human.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in paragraph 7, he shouted out. So the reason is told here. Why did he shout out? Actually, he had seen the footprints of a human because he was already doubtful that Shui Dog was not, Shui Dog did not free herself. She was freed by a human hand. So he was doubtful. So now her doubts, now he was believing in it that there was really a human and she was freed by a human hand. Actually, he had seen footprints of a human and shouted, and in the flash of lightning, he saw marks of Shui Dog's feet. But at the side of it, there was a shapeless mark on the ground. It was flat. That mark was flat, like rectangular shape, and it was a footprint of human. Okay. This thing is told in paragraph 8 that actually at the end of paragraph 7 he shouted out. Now the reason is told in paragraph 8. Why did he shout out? Because he saw a mark and it was like a footprint of a human. It was a human footprint. In the beginning he was doubtful, but now he was believing in it that there was really a human who freed Shui Dog. Okay, now at the end, the question is, okay, paragraph 8 is ended. At the end, the question is, who took revenge? Actually, revenge was taken by Shui Dog because her rider was killed, her rider was dead, and she was feeling very sad after the death of his rider. She was nervous and she was also alone. So the writer of the story says that she was feeling restless. Writer took her to a clearing. Clearing is an open space in a forest, and clearing was some miles away from elephant's handler's camp. Handler mean actually rider. Okay, this meaning is written here. Elephant's handler. Page number 2. OC, elephant's handler or rider. You can say handler or rider. He tied her securely, but next day in the morning, she came to the writer. Writer mean Burmese overseer, and Hasnik knew that she was freed by a human hand because there was no sound of pulling the immense logs where she was tied. Uh, as you have read that she was tied between two immense and immovable trees. But when she was coming towards the tie, no sound could be heard, no sound of chain could be heard. There was only bell, tinkling of elephant bell, and chain sound could not be heard. So Hasnik came to know, or it was Hasnik guess, that because no sound of chain could be heard, so probably she is freed by human hand. So in this way, Shui Dog took revenge at the end of the story. And after that, she was killed by English overseer because the person who was English overseer, he fired in between her ear and eye. And in the story, it is told about revenge that animals also take revenge. And it is also told about the behavior of an elephant, that how do they behave. Okay. Paragraph 7 and 8. Words meanings are written here. Look at the screen. Stand still, no movement, demolition, destruction, size up, mean carefully look at something. Dam is structure. Dam is actually structure. This meaning of dam is according to the context of this story. Snagged. Snagged is a projecting part of. Vulnerable mean sensitive. Here is written in paragraph 7. Vulnerable spot means sensitive spot that was between ear and eye. Okay. Oblong, a rectangular object, not clear. And stammer. Stammer means speak with difficulty. Okay. Scalloped. The word scalloped is used here in paragraph 8. Scalloped means in both lines, like 54 times, you can see there's a word cat mark, right? So the beat match with direction. So it could be like this, or same lines start with comparison and prediction. These are predictions. Okay. The of some triangle object. Now, at the name of you can carry at the name of carry. Okay, if there are several words related to type of action, usually user share the context to explain what is that inside. First is second is bound. Spread with that understanding instructions with that start bound in dot in around that entire bound spiral being things that's in is shared in mind in bind bind and last contains used to rank heavy dogs chains used to rank heavy dogs in that are being lost patterns chains and chains chains very heavy logs. Okay, and stay complete and stay and so I use those certain questions to copy English but for you that was but for learners and you will in persons